Hi, I'm Chris.
I'm Tammy.
I'm Cole.
And I'm Allison.
Welcome to our home. Today we're going to talk about the new Aladdin live action movie.
Thank y'all so much for joining us. Our family went and saw the live action Aladdin movie last night. We were going to give you guys just a quick review. We don't want to give away any special parts of it or any of the plot line or anything like that, but we just kind of wanted to talk about our thoughts on the movie.
Mm-hmm. No spoiler alert.
Yeah, no spoiler alert. So
first off, what we want to do is just kind of discuss maybe some of the differences without giving away scenes. What are some of the things that y'all felt were great differences between the animated version and the live action version? Okay, we'll start with Cole.
I thought Jafar had a better motivation, sort of. Like
His character made more sense.
Yes.
Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. His character made more sense in why he was evil, and he was a much more evil villain. I feel like.
Yeah.
Much more sinister in this version than in the animated version.
Along with Iago, really.
Yeah, very much.
Yeah, Iago was portrayed as more of like an evil kind of sidekick than per se just like a dumb bird that kind of gave away things or would say things.
Yeah. I agree. You know, I to be honest with you, when I went into the movie, I thought there was going to be a great downgrade for the genie from Robin Williams to Will Smith. I really didn't think he could pull off the bigness of the genie, but he really did. He did great.
Yeah, he was great.
I won't say that everything he did was great, but overall it was very good. Much more serious genie than the genie of the
cartoon,
the Robin
animated version.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Much more serious.
I also thought the music was a little bit better, personally. Like the actual instrumental part of the music. I don't know about the singing, but
maybe so. I agree. I mean, it wasn't any worse.
Yeah.
It was about the same to me. I still would prefer the Robin Williams singing as the genie, "You've Never Had a Friend Like Me," over Will Smith.
Yeah.
I guess because it's kind of iconic and in my head.
Yeah.
But also, I really liked how Disney kind of backed off of the whole religious aspect of the movie.
Yeah.
And left it just kind of cultural with no religious ties.
Yeah.
I thought that was very good.
I also like how they very closely followed the animated version of the movie as well. So kind of like Beauty and the Beast and some of the other live action movies have been very closely related to the animated versions. They did this also. They did pick up in a different spot than per se the animated version did, but it still followed the same storyline for the most part. There was a few small differences, but
this one seemed much more from the genie's perspective than the first one.
Yeah.
And the first one, it was, but it didn't come across that way. This one, you definitely know you're getting the genie's perspective on everything.
Right.
Yeah.
And so
I also thought that Aladdin and Jasmine's relationship was a lot better shown. Like
in this one,
they had a lot more scenes with
it's
them.
more people-like.
I think it's just easier to act that way in live action than to draw that in cartoon characters.
Right.
Yeah.
In animated characters.
And a lot more relatable to you because you're not animated, you're a real person. So a little more relatable as far as that goes.
Now there were some things I didn't understand about the movie. We're not going to go into those too heavy. But there were a few things that I was just like, I really didn't understand why that was there. There's kind of a scene with Jasmine by herself where she's singing, and that's kind of an odd scene. There's a scene where some of the characters Jafar does some magic to, and then they're back later on in the movie, and you don't really understand how they came back. That was kind of odd to me.
Yeah.
So those things didn't make a whole lot of sense. Maybe there is a logical explanation behind that, but I just,
Yeah.
We just didn't know it.
as a sideline watcher, I didn't grasp. But
I thought One Jump Ahead was also like worse, honestly. Like
One Jump Ahead.
the song.
The song.
Oh,
Jump ahead of the bread line.
Where I just thought it was a lot worse acting because you're not in the cartoon. You can do all sorts of
stuff you can't do.
Yeah, but
Yeah, I agree with that.
yeah.
And there are some like little hidden things that Disney kind of did in the movie that there's a portion of the map. So if you watch the movie, really look at the map. It's kind of really neat. I kind of got a kick out of that.
Some people, I'm sure, are slamming that and saying Disney ruined it, but I thought it was kind of
I liked
interesting to
it.
look for those things. All right, so overall, do you prefer the animated version or do you prefer the live-action version, Tammy?
It's really hard. I think for me personally, I like the fact that they left out the religion aspects of it, and that kind of, I don't know, I lean more towards liking the live action version better for that reason.
Well, for me, I would have to say I like the live action better, mostly because, well, when I saw the Aladdin for the first time, the original Aladdin, everyone said it was great, and so I was already expecting it to be great. And it was all right. I'm not attached to it personally, but
Yeah, you also didn't grow up with it. Like, it was a movie of my childhood, and
Yeah.
I watched it over and over and over and over. So it was one of my like all-time favorite movies, Disney movies of all time.
yeah.
So
That's true. So personally, I'm not attached to it like them.
like maybe Toy Story.
Yeah.
Like you love Toy Story because you
Yes.
grew up on that.
Yeah.
So
But personally, I like this film, especially considering I had already heard a lot of flack for the movie. So when I went in there, I was honestly really surprised at it. So yeah.
so you weren't expecting it to be as good as it was.
Yeah.
What about you, Allison?
I'd rather have the live action movie. I just really liked it a lot better than the other one. The other one can't explain some things as good as an actor can because it's more realistic because it's real people and stuff.
And so for me, I went into the movie and I, was actually immersed a little bit while watching it and kind of drifted away from reality and stresses of the day and all that stuff. So for me, that's the character of a good movie, is when you can kind of fold into it and you're no longer in the reality of this world where you have to deal with all the things that come at you. So for me, I felt like it was a great movie. I don't really get immersed like that in the animated version, although it is really iconic with, mainly for me, the genie. I was never an Aladdin or Jasmine fan, but for me the genie was always just cool. And he doesn't disappoint. Will Smith doesn't. He does great.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so for me, I would rather watch the live action version at this point.
So with all of our votes, the live action one's better.
So we really like the live action version of
Yeah.
the movie. I mean, we also like the animated version. There's nothing wrong with the animated version, but if we had to pick, we would pick the live action version.
Yeah.
To be honest, my expectations weren't very high because I'm not a huge Aladdin Jasmine fan, but it really pulls you in.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. Well, thank you guys for joining us as we reviewed Aladdin. Hopefully you guys will get to go see it and enjoy it for yourselves. If you like Aladdin or you didn't like it, comment down below and let us know one way or the other and why you did. And until next time, from our house to yours.